Manchester City's Capital One Cup campaign continues tonight with the visit of Crystal Palace. And after the shocks of Tuesday night, the Blues will fancy their chances more than ever in this competition. Keen to regain the trophy City won in 2014, Manuel Pellegrini fielded a strong side in the opening match of this campaign. And with Sunderland behind them, it's time for a visit from Alan Pardew's Eagles. The two teams have met in the Premier League already this season. Kelechi Iheanacho giving City the win in the final moments. Kelechi Iheanacho's winning goal against Palace in September is rewarded with a start tonight, partnering Wilfried Bony in the attack. Three changes in the defence see Zabaleta, Mangala and Dimichelis all come in ahead of Cup goalkeeper Willy Caballero, with Kolarov on the left. Patrick Bamford was nowhere to be seen when these two teams met in the league, but the striker on loan from Chelsea does start tonight. Dwight Gale returns from a ban to occupy a spot on the bench. Adrian Mariappa comes in for the influential fullback Pape Souare. Zaha and Bolasie will be the danger men on either wing for the Eagles. Well, the referee gets ready to get us started here at the Etihad Capital One Cup competition. Manchester City against Crystal Palace. City going from left to right in the first half. That's taken on by Kevin De Bruyne. Iheanacho's to his right. Bony's waiting for it as well. De Bruyne goes solo. First chance of the game. Well, he won it back himself. He would argue he was entitled to take it himself as well, as the defenders closed in and blocked the path to Bony. De Bruyne just wide with his shot. It's going to be Kolarov to take rather than De Bruyne. Kolarov sends it in, and it's headed in by Wilfried Bony. City go ahead. It takes them just 21 minutes. A first corner for City and a first goal. Despite the attentions of Mariappa, Bony able to get his head to the ball and put it into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper gets a touch but can only push it in. City 1, Crystal Palace 0. De Bruyne on the left. Kolarov on the overlap. Kolarov is used. First time ball in from him. Bony. Could have had a first half hat-trick, Wilfried Bony. Several chances for him. The deflection on that takes it just out of his path. That 1-2 between Bony and Navas cut out, but it's fallen back to Wilfried Bony. That's a lovely pass. Iheanacho opens it up. Kevin De Bruyne, 2-0. Well, the scorer in the first meeting between these two sides, Kelechi Iheanacho, turns provider for Kevin De Bruyne. A well-worked move from Manchester City. The smallest of openings, but all the space in the world at the back post for Kevin De Bruyne once the ball had got through. Side foot at home to put City 2-0 in front. Ball played in, it's spilt by Caballero, and the follow-up sent well off. Caballero recovering from his mistake. Forward by Toure to De Bruyne. It's a great touch from him. Plays it into the path of Navas. Navas goes round the defender. Was just lacking the finish. The defence did enough to thwart Jesus Navas. It's Delaney who puts him off in the end. Half-time at the Etihad. Manchester City 2-0 to the good against Crystal Palace. Goals from Wilfried Bony and Kevin De Bruyne. Well, a goal and an assist between these two. Bony scoring the opener. Iheanacho providing goal number 2, setting it up for Kevin De Bruyne. As we get underway with the second period, it's back with Willy Caballero. Comes the first player booked in this game. Swung over and cleared off the line by Martin Demichelis. Caballero was committed, didn't get to the ball ahead of the Crystal Palace attacker. Demichelis on hand to sweep things up. Pablo Zabaleta is stretchered off injured. He's taken a knock to his left leg and can play no further parts in this game. It adds to the cut he's got on his head from the first half. He's withdrawn from proceedings, and Bakary Sagna comes on in his place at right back. De Bruyne finds Bony and continues his run. De Bruyne is released. It's going to be a first-time shot from him, which is parried away by Hennessy. Perfectly released by Bony. Sagna. Navas goes outside, hit that at pace. Here's De Bruyne. Outside of a foot to Iheanacho, and lightning strikes twice. Kelechi Iheanacho scores again against Crystal Palace. 3-0 to the Blues. And the youngster, having got an assist in the first half, gets a goal. It's his first goal at the Etihad. Kelechi Iheanacho, the 19-year-old. Shows why he's a real one to watch. His poacher's instinct gives City their third goal of the night. Played into the box. Looked like maybe a handball there as Bamford cannot finish. Mangala puts himself in the line of fire. Zaha slips up. Looked as if he handled. City corner is swung over. Mangala went down. Referee points to the spot. We've got a penalty for Manchester City. Well, Delaney had been chatting with Mangala. It had been a rather one-way conversation. Yaya Toure to make it 4-0. He does! Slotted away by Yaya Toure. Could barely have placed it better. Out of the goalkeeper's reach. Well, knocked down, it falls loose and is sent over the top to howls of derision from the City fans. Floated into the box, Dimichelis gets his head to it. Across by Boulassi. And Crystal Palace pull one back. This time Delaney does convert. Found a bit of space for himself, Delaney. Caballero gets a hand to the header, but it goes in to make it City 4, Crystal Palace 1. Well, the attack is on. Played across. Romano Garcia looks for the finish and gets it. In stoppage time, Manu Garcia scores for City. 5-1 to the Blues. A little treat for those who've stayed on into injury time. Nicely played across by Kelechi Iheanacho. It's a good finish as well by Garcia. Manchester City go marching on in the Capital One Cup. A 5-1 victory against Crystal Palace takes them through to the next round. Goals from Boni, De Bruyne, Iheanacho, Toure and Garcia help City on their way. Next up is Norwich in the Premier League. City still top of the league, still alive in the Champions League, and they continue in the Capital One Cup. The final score at the Etihad, Manchester City 5, Crystal Palace 1.